All right, Mikey. So now I got you here. All right. So basically, this video, right? This is a dude. His name is Ace Boy Pun. He used to be on the No Jumper show a lot with AD, and he used to do like kind of like side commentary with AD because that's his boy. He got into it a couple times with Flacco in the last, but you know Flacco, the one that started all the shit with the American Cholo and all the drama with Tariq Nasheed and all that. Anyway, so it looks like he's been no longer allowed to be on No Jumper because I haven't seen him on there in a hot minute. Well, anyway, so long story short, AD has a brother named they call him Ski. That's like a street name, but they call him Kiki on the show. I don't know. Long story short, that used to be Adam 22's bodyguard, let's just say, right? So the context of the story is Adam 22's bodyguard, aka AD's brother, got fired a couple months ago. They came to Chicago. They did a walkthrough through O Block, right? They did a whole thing with a toy drive and food and shit like that. So he got fired because he didn't make it to the trip, basically to the most dangerous place in America, aka O Block. And this is AD's brother. So long story short, there's been more infighting over the last 2 or 3 months. And to me, it just looks like No Jumper, the actual show with the panel, is going to end up being a lot different by the end of this year because there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of drama behind the scenes. And it just looks like to me like the No Jumper ship is sinking. I could be wrong, but at the same time, it looks like these guys are willing to go their own route because they make the show. Without these guys, without these, the guys, the local guys from LA that pretty much give the street cred to No Jumper. To me, it seems like they're gonna go in their own direction, and when that happens, I think No Jumper's gonna not disappear, but it ain't gonna be what it once was.
So all these guys are LA guys.
Yeah, everybody. So this guy,
in California. All right.
Yeah, yes, sir. All right, let's see. All right.
What's the deal, everybody? It's your boy Ace Boy Pun.
Ace Boy Trey in the building.
And we back with another banger. So, it's been a lot going on. It's always a lot going on in the universe of the homies, I should say, you know what I mean? And recently, Kiki, Big Ski, starting his own podcast, The Pop-Up.
And see, he started his own channel ever since he got fired. But there was an issue with No Jumper where they had at least 3 or 4 memos going around the office saying that they're not allowing content to be taken from the actual No Jumper show. So basically, they're trying to squeeze these guys out, bro. And I think they're catching wind of it. And I think this is where it's going to go.
I mean, shout out to Big Ski, shout out to The Pop-Up.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? He recently had T-Rail pull up. You know what I mean? My boy T-Rail, Mr. Back on Feed, pulled up and did a sit down and did an interview. You know what I mean? Full interview is coming soon. But a clip came out today that was interesting. And I said, you know what? We're going to react to it. You know what I mean? The fans was DMing us. It was like, y'all got to react to this. Y'all got to react to this.
I'm going to just a little bit, just so we get to the meat. Hold on 1 second. My bad.
No, nigga, let me ask you, what?
I'm asking you.
This is one time. This is a one-time incident.
He's breaking down why he got fired.
Wait.
No, nigga, let me ask you, what?
I'm asking you.
What?
This is one time. This is a one-time incident.
One time in the day?
What do you mean?
I was sleeping on the couch and sleeping on your car. Okay, that's.
Hold on. So you bringing up other shit?
throw
Sleeping
both
on
of
the
them in
couch?
Hold on, cuz you
Wait a
know about
minute.
this shit, cuz.
No, I don't.
The sleeping on your couch shit? Sleeping on the couch.
Oh,
No, I
shit.
don't know.
Sleeping on the couch.
Oh.
And then sleeping in your car, and then you
He
saying
looking like, nigga, what
you are
the fuck
entitled
is
to
this?
a break, but
Right.
you are entitled to a break. So break that down.
All right. So basically, what's going on is he's breaking down the situation of why Adam fired him, basically saying that he's lazy because he's sleeping on the couch. He was sleeping in his car. But see, what people don't understand is this is Adam 22's bodyguard. So he is responsible for his safety 12 to 16 hours out of the day. When Adam's at the studio, this guy's there. They open the studio about 10 a.m. Some people don't leave till 10, 11 o'clock at night. This is the big guy that walks you to your car. This is the big guy whenever the gangster shit kicks off. He's the one behind the scenes, helping direct the problems away from Adam 22. And Adam fired him. And see, the thing is now AD, his brother, in my opinion, he's picking money over blood, which obviously some people will, some people won't. But it looks like that ship is about to sink because he's getting more and more how do you say, indirect with his disgust on the situation, because now it seems like other people are attacking him, his brother, and stuff like that. And to me, I'm gonna play the next video, which is Adam talking about this is
I'm gonna
this
be real with you. Like,
All right, just check
my
it out.
attitude on anybody that I fuck with is like, if you're a host on this channel, or if I'm even kicking it with you for a week, if we're friends for 6 months, whatever, and then you end up going your separate ways at some point, or we have a disagreement where we can't work out, whatever, I'm just not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna avoid talking about it as best I can, because we were cool at one point, and I'm not trying to like shit on whatever the fuck you have going on at this point, you know? So my attitude on it was always just, I'm going to ignore this. I'm not going to talk about it, which has always been kind of easy for me to pull off, because I didn't have this rabid community fucking begging me to speak about every in and out of my personal life, you know?
Okay, so real quick, so there's Adam. They're asking him what's going on with Big Ski, aka Kiki. Why you don't bring him up no more? And he's basically saying because he don't want to talk shit and whatever. But in reality, it's because he knows that man can get him hurt. He can hurt him, and he knows that a lot of people, if he talks bad about the situation, are going to end up leaving, because eventually, if they leave his platform, it just takes 2 or 3 of them to make their own platform together, and they'll basically be the new no jumper, because all he did in the beginning was put up the money and put up the location, and they brought the flavor to the show. They brought all the street people from LA in the area. So I want to ask you, Mikey, how do you feel about that situation and everything that's happened, from the drama with No Jumper on the Latino side, and how it correlates to the politics and, you know, the shit that goes on in LA and California in general? What do you think about that?
Hey, you're knee deep right here into the podcast world, because you're right. No Jumper is arguably one of the biggest, or the biggest. We have Joe Rogan, who's a huge contender. Anyways, anyone can jump on a platform. Not anyone. Adam's a very smart individual. He's only going to pick select people around him, and if he extends his hands, you're liable to have a platform that's going to blow up real quick. You're liable to be a spin-off, like on these major sitcoms back in the 70s, 80s, and even in the 90s, that, you know, like Melrose Place, and then all of a sudden 3 of the actors make their own shows.
Yeah.
So you're going to be big and you're going to be major. As far as this drama, it's something to talk about. That's really it. Is it real? I don't know. It's fucking computer land. It's YouTube shit. But it's interesting, and that's what people are talking about. So if AD, I don't know what his Instagram following or something like that is, but I know he's big enough to already spin off, to have his own stuff now. The stuff in California is just a little bit different, because over here you just can't maneuver any old kind of way like you would like to maneuver. And that's just because there's always a criminal element. There's always an underworld that, if you're not aware of, will swallow you up and whole and spit you out. And you know, the streets are just a cold place in California. It's just a different thing. And so if you want to be flashy, you want to be out there and shit like that, you know, the streets will chew you up. You know, the streets knows who's theirs and who's not, you know.
Do you think, not to cut you off, but do you think that it's a detriment as far as like the street politics, how they get involved with like music industry and television and, you know, like YouTube, let's just say? Do you think that's going to hurt LA or California in general in the future? Or do you think it's just part of the flavor, like where it's just intertwined?
This is something that's been going on for like 100 years, maybe even more. You know what it is? It's the Mexican culture. Okay, the Chicano culture, you know, we are hand in hand, very much have similarities to like the Italian culture. Which is, you know what I mean? It's just there's an underworld there. Let me just say, and it's not new. It's very, very old. It's something you can not ever take into consideration. It's always there. And so those two kind of go hand in hand. So when it comes to that, always it's going to be negative. It's always going to have an adverse effect all the time, because people are just sticking their necks out again for shit that's not even theirs. It's there, you know, into that whole world.
Okay, let me ask you one more thing. So basically, the point of this video, right? So long story short, is that AD's brother no longer works for No Jumper. There was a memo going around telling, well, basically from the top, Adam 22 telling he allows his panel, basically AD and the other guys that work for them, the girls, that they can do their own podcasting, but not to talk about content that they do on the show. In reality, I don't think that would work because everything that they talk about on the show is pretty much everything that happens in LA and California. Now, do you think he's feeling the pressure? Do you think Adam's feeling the pressure ever since this whole situation with like American Cholo and Tariq Nasheed and you know how that spun off to where now American Cholo is beefing with, you know, well, not no more, but he was beefing with Dubs, and I don't know if he's still beefing with you know, with Marvin.
Gaslighting shit. There you go, gaslighting shit.
I'm not, bro. Come on, it's content. But
like,
you know, like everybody says, right? We got to talk about the content, right? So that's all I see on my YouTube timeline, right? Like all the previous shit with American Cholo and whatever else. Now, do you think all of that is a buildup to where it's helping bring down No Jumper? I think it is. I mean, my opinion, I'm not gonna say that No Jumper's not gonna exist. I'm just saying that there's, you know, like anything, you start taking pieces out of a foundation, right? The building's gonna crumble eventually, right? So that's just how I see it, bro. I think by this time next year, half of the cast of No Jumper's gonna be gone. A lot of the shit that spun off with the drama is gonna be bigger and maybe might help some of these smaller channels. You know what I mean? Like, look at Vlad. There's a big pushback against Vlad, bro.
Yeah, you're right. No Jumpers in the middle of everything. It's completely centered in Los Angeles. It's in the mix. And them having you know, a few weeks ago, that little thing with American Cholo, which is kind of like a, I don't know. It just looked all over the place to me. I didn't like it because if I'm gonna go talk to someone, I'm gonna go talk to someone by myself. I'm not gonna talk to someone with anyone. I don't need a posse or a crew one because I don't go talk to people to be aggressive anyways. That guy is very much suppressed deep down.
Yeah,
I don't lose my shit. But if it comes to podcast shit, you know, we talk how podcast shit is. We talk on these things. We talk on phones, you know. But you know what? Those guys down there in Los Angeles, again, when it comes to the streets, you know, if you want to try to intertwine something on the streets with something that's like YouTube or anything like that, it's prohibited. It's not allowed. You're not supposed to get on here. You're not supposed to say anything. Period. If you're going to be in the streets still. Now, if you're in another state, if you're 2 states away, 1 state away, you just happen to relocate because it is what it is. That's a whole different thing. But Adam's right there. He's growing. He's always going to be around. AD, I don't follow him too much to know that much about him. But all these American Cholo, like you had mentioned, I follow American Cholo, you know, because he does do a lot of work inside the community. It's just lately, you know, we had a couple. There was a thing that you had talked about, right? I'm not gonna say it. You said it, fucker.
All right, yeah, I said it. I'll take it.
So you take the missiles. You take the fire, fucker.
I'll take the fire.
Okay. So about that is, you know, that morning he just chose violence. He chose to go in on certain individuals, and when he did, he left himself wide open to everything that came at him. Every bullet was warranted. Missile, jab, directa, indirecta was all warranted. Just because you're a public figure, we're out here. We stir shit up that way too. You know, there's people that are, you know, just get into guerras, you know what I mean? And at that point, if my name's Bennett, I'm not in it. I'm gonna take a step back and then just be watching because obviously it's numbers, it's interesting. Shit, I think people on YouTube even call each other and be like, you know what, fuck it, let's beef. That way we just get some numbers up a little bit. I mean, I'm sure even that happens because you know, it's just the internet. So
it's entertainment. Yeah.
With Adam, he's gonna make the right choices all the time because he's very smart, and he's not gonna let he don't want no tough guys around him. He don't want he wants lawyers. He's very intelligent, and so the tough guy shit is old. And
it's a liability, I think.
Message to the youngsters.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, so now, right now, since we're on the same subject, let me ask you: do you think that there's anybody in the Latino YouTube world, right? Whether it's Latino, Chicano, Chili Mac, whatever you want to call people, right? Do you think that there's anybody that can step up and get to the point to where Adam 22 is? I mean, I've noticed there's a lot of these, you know, big time rappers and you know locals in LA and California. Do you think anybody would ever be able to take the place of where he's at in his position?
Yeah, because there's thousands and millions of YouTube channels opening up every day. So everyone is just kind of putting themselves out there. And so the more numbers there are, the more little rising stars there is. And that's just is what it is. But hey, I'm gonna lo que te dije, cabrón.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll talk. Like I said, bro, this is just first video of many that me and you could hopefully collab on. And I know you've been telling me about you got some projects in the works and you got some things coming up. So we're going to definitely tap in. And then on the other tip, when we're going to have our next DJ battle, round 3.
Yeah, we're going to do it in the fall when everyone's drinking champurrado.
Champurrado. Okay. All right. All right, Mikey. I'm going to let you get back to your day, bro. I know you got a lot of shit going on right now. My kids just got off the bus over here from school, so I got to get back to you. All right, Mikey. All right, bro. We'll talk, man. Nice talking to you, bro.
You too.
All right, bro. Take it easy. All right, guys. So, yeah, this was just a quick one, real quick. I was just bringing some things to the attention of my boy, Mikey, the Salinas Report. Like I said, this is video 1. There's a lot more coming soon, and we got some pretty cool things coming up. So y'all take it easy.